What's going on, guys? It's Player here, and today what I've got for you is some really cool information regarding the multiplayer, and I've collated all the information that I've captured around the web, and there's a whole lot of interviews and news articles that I've found, and I've captured them all, and I've condensed it all into one. So this is some really cool information about multiplayer of Call of Duty Ghosts, and so this is really cool. The first thing is that there are dynamic elements for every single map. This is the lead animation developer for Infinity Ward, and he has said that every single map in multiplayer has dynamic elements of some sort. Now what this means is that they are interactive parts of the map that move and they change and they do things and they affect the actual gameplay of the multiplayer map. We've seen this before in Black Ops 1. They had the zip lines in Kowloon that let you transport around the map. They had lifts or elevators in the map Hotel, and in Black Ops 2 there's things like the lava on the map Magma. There are the gondolas on Downhill, and there's the bottom area that floods on Hydro, and this is pretty much what we're going to see in Infinity Ward. This is a new thing for Infinity Ward. They didn't do it in Modern Warfare 3 or any other of the Modern Warfare games, so this is a new thing for them. And so every map is going to be dynamic, and there are some examples here which look really cool. So one of them is that the logs will fall over and they'll roll through the map, and if you get in their way, I'll take it you're going to get mowed down. And they basically block off some parts of the map, and they'll kind of create obstacles in your way. You might have to hop over them. They might block lines of sight. Another example is that there's an earthquake on one of the maps that affects the entire map, and something I'm thinking of is that there may be buildings that will collapse or some structures. There might be some kind of key vantage point that is really good for looking over enemy players, and that building might collapse after the earthquake and it'll be inaccessible, and you can't go there anymore. So that'd be really interesting to see, and kind of fair, because if there are parts of the maps that are being destroyed as you go, then it kind of keeps you moving, it keeps the game fast paced, and it stops people staying in certain areas and camping. So this sounds really interesting, and it's definitely nothing that we've seen before. More examples is things like a crash UAV satellite that is in the middle of the map, and if you capture it, then you can provide UAV for the rest of your team. So if you actually capture the satellite, then your team will have recon and you'll see the enemy players, and that's really cool. There are also flash floods that run across the entire map. We saw that in the trailer, and this is similar to the map Hydro, where the flash floods, they come along and they sweep along the ground, and you basically get completely destroyed if you're in that area. So you have to move, and it basically blocks off that part of the map so you can't go there again. Another thing that's really cool about the multiplayer that was mentioned specifically was character customization, and this is really interesting because we saw it in Black Ops 1 and they pretty much scrapped it for the rest of the games. And so this is back, and you'll be able to customize a lot of things now. And I quote him, you can customize the helmet heads, upper bodies, lower bodies, and the camouflage of your character according to the maps. So this means you can actually choose your character heads, your lower bodies, upper bodies, and you can change what they look like, the kind of gear they're wearing. And he mentioned how you can take it off the single player characters. So what you see the single player characters, that's what you're going to model it after. And apparently you can tailor it to your personality, and you can also change the camo of your character, the colors and the camouflage that your character wears in relation to the environment, and you can actually be able to blend in, I guess, if you unlock some of the higher tier camos. And this is something really interesting to actually proper customize your character, and it definitely sounds cool. Another thing that's really important is DLC. Now they have renewed the contract that allows Xbox One to get the DLC earlier than other platforms, which really does suck. I don't think it's a fair move to make in the gaming industry. It kind of just makes this whole divide, and it just kind of ruins the DLC because people are a month behind, and it's the reason that I'm definitely getting an Xbox One. I'll probably still be getting the PS4, but I'm definitely getting an Xbox One because as a YouTuber, I need to be able to bring the DLC information and news and gameplay to you guys quickly. I need to be able to play in it first, and I can't be waiting a month behind. So this is really ridiculous. And they've renewed this contract, so that means the Xbox One will be getting the DLC for Call of Duty Ghosts 1 month before the PlayStation 4 and the PC, which is unfortunate, but that's just how businesses go and money gets in the way of things. But yeah, the PC and the PS3 and the PS4 will be behind because the content is still being released for the Xbox 360, remember, and the PS3, but they're going to be behind. And another cool thing about the actual player, the movement of the player, is that you can now vault over objects, and there have been some other improvements. You can vault over objects without stopping, and they've also made it so that you can slide from sprinting. You can see it right here, and you can basically sprint, and then it's instead of the dolphin dive, and when you press the crouch button, you'll go into kind of a slide, and then you'll go into a crouch, and if you hold it down, you'll continue going to a prone, which is what this character did here. And that's basically, instead of the dolphin dive, it's going to be kind of a tactical slide. Looks a lot more realistic for a combat shooter, if you ask me, than just dolphin diving. But anyway, that's what you can do. And then finally, leaning. Leaning has been in the Call of Duty games from COD 4 on the PC. It's still in Black Ops 2. You can lean on the PC, and it's really kind of a useless tactic. I've talked to some PC players, and they say they never ever use it. And I played PC for a while and never found it useful. I can't imagine what buttons they would actually use to use the leaning feature, but it's kind of pointless. But anyway, it's cool that it kind of added, I guess. But that's there. You can lean around corners, and they show that off in the trailer. But that's all the information I have. I hope you found this information useful, and if you have, then be sure to leave a like on this video, and you can subscribe for more videos. I made a video previously which was about single player information. There's a lot of single player information in these interviews, and so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you have, and I'll see you guys later.